In the tiny town of Cabot, Vermont, this creamery has been churning out dairy products for 100 years. Their claim to fame? The Vermont cheddar. Cabot Creamery makes about 130 million pounds of the stuff each year, and it ends up on shelves across the U.S. Their extra sharp cheddar nabbed first place in the 2019 U.S. Championship Cheese Contest, while their mild and medium cheddars got first in the 2018 World Championship for cheese. Yep, such a competition exists, and I want to be a judge. So how does Cabot Creamery make the world's tastiest cheddar cheese? Well, it all started here in Vermont, on a family farm. In 1919, 94 farmers in Cabot, hoping to better market their dairy products, formed a cooperative. This co-op meant the farmers not only owned the Cabot brand, but saw 100% of the profits. Fast forward a century, and the creamery still runs on this model. But today, more than 800 family farms across New England own Cabot. Farms just like this one. This is Vermont, in East Montpelier, Vermont.
My name's Clara, and I'm a third-generation dairy farmer here at Vermont. My husband tells me that he's eaten more cheese since he's met me than he ever did in his life before.
As part of the Cabot Cooperative, Clara's family knows exactly where their milk is going, and even what products it'll become.
Our milk mostly becomes hard cheeses and butter.
Cabot deals with making, marketing, and selling the cheese, so the farmers can focus on what they do best, milking cows. Clara's family has almost 1,500 Holstein cows at their two farms, one here in East Montpelier and one in Craftsbury, Vermont.
We ship about 5 million gallons of milk a year.
Vermont milks their cows using a milking machine, attached to the udders by a farmhand.
The cows are being really well cared for and loved by family farmers, and that's really special.
But some of Cabot's newest farm facilities are using robotic milkers to speed up the process. Once the milk is collected, it's held in tanks until a Cabot truck arrives. These trucks can come up to 3 times a day to load up the supply of fresh milk and transport it to the Cabot plant. Here it will become either butter, cottage cheese, sour cream, yogurt, or of course, cheese. Cheddar cheese. It takes Cabot about 10 gallons of milk to make just 1 pound of cheese. To make Cabot's signature cheddar, first the milk is pasteurized. The milk is then poured into a huge vat where a starter culture of bacteria and the special enzyme called rennet are added in. This combo jumpstarts the process of curdling the milk into cheese. And as the cheese is formed, big steel wires break it down into small curds and a liquid known as whey. Once the cheese curds are cooked through, the whey and the curds head to the finishing table. Here, the whey is drained out. Salt is added in to cut some of that acidity. This is also the point where Cabot can add in herbs and other ingredients to make their specialty flavors, like super spicy habanero and the cheese for us weaker heat seekers, the pepper jack. After that, everything's mixed together. Next, the cheese curds are squeezed together to form massive 40 or 60-pound blocks. Those blocks are then sent to the aging room, where they're left in a temperature-controlled space to mature. These folks are the cheese graters, the people responsible for making sure Cabot's cheese is aging up to their world's best standard.
On average in our inventory, we have close to 70 million pounds of cheese that we repeatedly will sample on an everyday basis. Some days we're evaluating up to 150 samples or vats a day.
When the cheese finally makes it to the aging room, the cheese graters take a plug or a sample out of each block.
Good flavor. It's a good Monterey Jack, a little salty.
And Monterey Jack is typically a short-aged cheese, younger cheese. It's got moisture added to it, making a unique profile.
As the cheddar gets older, the flavors that develop become more intense. Yeah, every batch tastes a little bit different. 1,000 different farms, I mean, the mix is always going to be a little bit different. Cheese is a living organism.
Graders like Gina and Ted determine when a cheese block is ready to be cut. The blocks head back to the factory for the finishing touches. An industrial slicer breaks those puppies down to a more edible 8-ounce block. Then it's sealed in plastic and boxed up in crates. Those boxes of Cabot's signature cheese and all 50 of their other flavors will end up in stores across all 50 states.